Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to This Just In. Thank you for joining me today. In this video, I'm going to go over my 5 best growth stocks that you can buy right now. I've had a lot of people asking me what are my top stocks, which ones am I buying, what are my long-term plays, so I wanted to go over them with you, give you my thoughts and kind of tell you where I see them going. So let's jump right in. All right, guys, before we get started today, subscribe to the channel for me. Hit that little bell so you get notified every time I post. There's also a link down in the description to my Patreon account. Come over and join the family. It's a great community. We've got a lot of like-minded individuals. We're all trying to help each other. Beginners, come on over. I'll put you under my wing and I'll help you as much as I can. That was the reason why I started this channel. But you'll get access to the private Discord where we talk stocks. You'll get links to 5 portfolios to check out. Then anytime I buy or sell a stock up to the second I do it, I send out a notification so you can follow along. I also send out a lot of long-term, swing trade setups and, anytime I map a chart or I've got a watch list or anything I think can help us grow our portfolios. So if that's something you're interested in, if you want to be a part of the squad, grow the family with us, come on over and join us. I would love to have you. I think you'll get a lot of value out of it. But let's get started, guys. Current patrons, real quick. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Day one squad, you're amazing. Growing the channel has been awesome, and it's everything I've ever wanted. So thank you. But I've had a lot of you guys asking me, what are my top 5? What are the best stocks that I'm buying? What are my long-term high conviction plays? What am I diamond hands on? And so I wanted to go over those with you today because I've got some really high growth stocks, that I buy that, I think are going to do really well. But these ones that I'm going to talk about today are I almost call them value growth stocks because they're the growth stocks that are a lot more stable, right? They're the ones that actually have a lot of revenue. They do well. They have the ability to be multiples higher in a few years, but they're not like the BNGOs that, fluctuate so drastically and are so speculative, if that makes sense. So let's get started. First one I want to show you guys is Corsair. Guys, this is hands down my top 3. I mean, Corsair is a killer brand, and it's a relatively new stock. It only IPO'd back in September of 2020. But guys, when I say it's less speculative, I mean in their trailing 12 months, they've done like $1.3 billion, and by 2029, 2030, they're expected to be doing an average $5 billion a year. They're really trying to be like the Nike of, streaming. I've heard so many people out there talking how video gaming is just going to fall off a cliff once the reopening comes and all this. It seems like nonsense to me. I mean, video games is not going anywhere. Video games is a huge industry. It's hit record strides, month over month, quarter over quarter. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, when the pandemic hit, there was a huge influx of people gaming that, used to game and they went back to it, and new people getting into gaming and a lot of things like that. But Corsair is very focused on the streaming aspect as well. They make a lot of really good acquisitions. I mean, they've got Scuff Gaming, they've got microphones, ring lights, cameras, headsets, PC components. They've got a lot of really nice products. They've diversified their product set. And like I said, they're trying to become the Nike of like the streaming, PC component industry. You look at stocks like Logitech. They have been, doing really well for years to come. Their stock has done very well. And I think Corsair could be right there with them within the next few years. If we look at the chart here, guys, you can see, I mean, when they IPO'd back in September, down here at like $14, just ran so hot back up here up to a high of $51.37. Now, guys, this was back in, September to November when we were just having an insane bull run and everything was running like this. Reached the high, obviously sold off and was kind of range bound for a little bit, between like the $35 and $49 range. I guess you could even call it the $45 range because it only popped out of the, 45 area a few times. But right here in the beginning of February is really when it started to trade off. But it's been stuck in this small range right here since, beginning of March. Guys, this is a stock that I buy every Tuesday. I add, I dollar cost average into it every Tuesday. Every one of these stocks that we're going to talk about today, I do that with. This is also a stock that anytime it gets, low 31s, sub 31.50, I add more shares. So not only do I dollar cost average into it, I also add more on any sign of weakness. Like I said, though, you can see just real tight, stuck in this range, kind of consolidating, not really sure where it wants to go, but it has built up some really nice support down here. I don't think you're going to see it get under this, inflection point. But I will say that I do think that once you get up out of this area, you break 35, I'll see you at 44. It's going to go straight to the top of the range. Now, it may get stuck in this range for months on end. Nobody knows that. But I do think that as soon as you get up out of this, you may pull back test this area, and then run to the top of the range. Now, if you get rejected at the top of the range, you could stay inside of it for a long time. But guys, I see this as a stock that has a lot of strength, has a lot of great products. And if you look out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, it will be multiples of where it's at today. So this is my top 3. Love Corsair. Think they're going to do very well. I do have a price target on this stock of $53 within the next 2 years, 12 to 18 months, which would put it just barely above the all-time high. I think that is very doable, and I think we will absolutely get there. We could get there even quicker. Who knows? We could get out of this, kind of choppiness, and it could run there within 2 months. Once we get out, it could blow right out of here, blow through this range, and go straight to the top, within 2 months. But I like to be more conservative. I do think this range right here will get stuck, at least for a little while. You can see, technically you have made some, some higher lows, nothing to really be, excited about. You don't really have an edge down here on your oscillators, but nonetheless, this is a stock that I add on any sign of weakness. What we really need to see happen, guys, is we need to come up here and break this high, for it to run, long term. I don't think it's going to break down. I do think that, it will start to break up eventually. It just needs to get, some strength behind it. You can see that it had a gap down a few days back. Obviously, it's got to go back up and fill that gap. These moving averages have acted as a brick wall the last few weeks, just pushing it down every time it touches it. But nonetheless, guys, definitely put this one on your watch list. I think, this is a great stock to accumulate your position in over the next, 3, 4, 5 years if you're bullish on video gaming. The next one we're going to look at, guys, this is Digital Turbine. This is another one that I just think is a beast of a stock. They literally did around 390 million in 2021, or 2020, excuse me. They just reported earnings back on May 31st, and they absolutely killed their earnings. And then they increased their guidance as well, for the full year 2021. They're expected to go from like 390 million in 2020 to 1.1 billion in 2021. So guys, they are doing a lot of revenue. They are growing like wildfire. This is a stock that is not very new. It IPO'd clear back here in 2006, had a nice run in 2008, and then really was doing nothing for years and years and years and years. And then the pandemic hit, right here in March, April of 2020, just went parabolic because this is a digital ad company. Now, I have made videos on all of these stocks where I go much further in depth on the fundamentals and do a full analysis of it. So I will link each one right above here when I start talking about each stock. But as you guys can see here, like I said, just straight parabolic ever since, pandemic time, because they do, run digital ads with everybody at home. That was a big industry. Digital ads have increased, quarter over quarter, month over month, and it's going to continue to increase. It has kind of been in this downslope for a little while. As you can see, though, it did hit a high of about $102.56, and then kind of, sharp decline right after that to this deep inflection point, right back up, same thing, type of range, that it's kind of been stuck in, but it did get all the way down here to a low of $53, which was an incredible price for this stock. I bought it up, added more shares into my dollar cost average portfolio. Again, same thing. I buy it every single Tuesday. Did find this 200-day moving average and held as support. And ever since then has ran straight back up, making this little V down here. Now, guys, if we see it get declined right here, or declined, and come down, it could make a shoulder, and you could get that inverted head and shoulders right here, which is a bullish, setup, and it could break through this, trend line and run to the top of the range at $95, which you break that trend line, I'll see it at 95. But overall, guys, this is a stock that, like I said, that's why I can't classify this as a speculative BNGO type growth stock. This is a high tech, a tech high multiple growth stock, but overall, guys, they do 1.1 billion in 2021, and they're projected to be a $5 billion company in the next few years. So, big revenue, big earnings. They've got great margins. They do a lot of big things. They've made some really nice acquisitions as well. Now, what we need to see here with this stock is we need to see it recapture this pre-discernible swing high, and then right here, come down and make a higher low. What I would like to see is it come down and back test this area right here, which again would make that inverted head and shoulders, come up, break this trend line, recapture this high, see it 95, come back test, and then run back up. But I mean, guys, even if you look at it right here, if you didn't get in around 53, it's still at 70. See if you get rejected. See if you can get it down here around the $65 range. But I mean, it's already up, what, 20-something% since its low, back in the beginning of May. So this is another stock, guys, that I think every portfolio should absolutely look at, because this is gives you a lot of exposure to tech, and it's like a Roku or a lot of those other blue chips, but it's a lot cheaper. So definitely throw this one on your list, guys. I think this stock could do very well over the course of the next few years. If you can get in around the 65, 63 range, you get back up to that $100 mark, runs to price discovery, and that's really when the party gets started. So who knows how it can go after that. So next one we're going to take a look at is SOFI. Guys, this is a stock that I make videos about all the time. Again, I will link the videos where I go much deeper in a overall analysis of the stocks right here. But guys, we've all seen this. It was a SPAC recently, ticker symbol change. I've had a lot of people asking me if I think that it's going to get beat down after that ticker symbol change. I made a prediction clear back, I don't know, back in the beginning of middle of April, I can't remember when it was, that I said that after the ticker symbol change, I don't think you'll see that much sell-off, because I think the reason why it had such high short interest was because a lot of the insiders were shorting it. But again, nonetheless, ran up, had a high of the $28 range. Just like all the other SPACs, got killed. But like I've said in multiple other videos, it didn't get down and blow way past its mid-March lows like Lightning eMotors and a lot of the other SPACs. It did hold this level, pretty well. It did get down and reached a low of 13 bucks back in March. Had another low right here of $14.14, not too long ago in the beginning of May. Guys, I absolutely added shares when it was down that low, because as you can see, blew right up past it. I knew that once we kind of got out of the FUD and everything kind of cleared up, the stock would run. But guys, this company is at a very big inflection point right now. 2021 is going to be absolutely crucial. If they can execute, do everything right with that bank charter, they are going to scale their revenue massively over the next 5 years. And I think the fintech, the online banking, all of that, services coupled into this app, they're doing a lot of big things and growing their members like crazy. So this stock will be a force to be reckoned with in that industry, by 2025, in my opinion. You can see here though, guys, it did break the range, recaptured all of these highs. It almost recaptured this high, couldn't get a candle close above that. But nonetheless, you did make a higher low, did try to push back up, got rejected again at $24. And is now sitting on this, this little bit of an uptrend. We are kind of getting some positive momentum flowing back out of the stock. You do have your RSI pointing downwards, no divergence, no edge. I would wait. I mean, this is some dark cloud cover. It's looking, pretty nasty. It looks like it could keep trading off. Ultimately, though, we would want to see it hold support at 20 again, which I do think it will do. But nonetheless, you have no idea. I mean, it could break down and it could run all the way down here. I mean, as long as it holds and finds support above these areas, it makes a higher low, and you're still looking good. I think that once you can break 25, I'll see you at 28, and once you break 28, you're in price discovery, and who knows where it could go from there. I've absolutely, said in multiple videos that this stock will be a $40 to $45 stock by the end of the year. And I even think, it could do a little bit better than that. We'll just have to wait and see. But again, guys, they've got to execute this year. This is a stock that I dollar cost average into every week. I add on any sign of weakness. When it was down in this area, I was loving it, because every time it would drop to the bottom of the range, I'd add some more shares. This is one, guys, that if you can stomach some of the volatility, if you can stomach some of the the big, gap up, gap downs, I think that this is one that can give you some huge returns in the coming years. So definitely add this one to your watch list. Oh, look right here, big gap up, came down, filled the gap, held support, pushed back up, had the dark cloud, came down, is holding support right here. It's down about 4% on the day. We'll have to see where it ends up. It is above the moving averages, so it is in an uptrend. We'll just have to wait and see. So definitely watch this one. I would wait to see if you're going to get a little bit more, sell off, if it'll hold support at the moving averages before you add, if you don't already own it. But again, guys, I've said this multiple times, in this market, in this chop, with all these squeezes going on and things like that, I wouldn't worry about like the exact cent that you're buying these high conviction plays at. If you plan on holding them for 3, 4, 5 years and you get in at, 21.81 versus 19 and it goes to 60 in 3 years, that $1 didn't make that much of a difference, and it's not that big of a deal. If you're trading it for the short term, then obviously every penny matters. But if you're holding it for the long term, don't sweat it too much. Okay, next one we're gonna look at. This is XPEV. Recently, just made a video about this, guys. This is definitely one of my favorite EV stocks, if not my favorite. I think they've got so much opportunity with the software side of the business, like I said in my last video, making this beautiful bearish butterfly, running up to 51 bucks as the pattern completion zone. I do think you obviously will see a sell-off there, but I think we could easily find support at 44 before, running up to retest that 51 again. It is, had a little bit of a sell-off yesterday. Looks like it's up about 2% today, holding at this really critical inflection point where it's been rejected multiple times, did hold support right here and back here in November. Guys, this is the one that, came out and just went absolutely parabolic in November. I never saw it doing what it did. I got my dad in back in late October at like 30 something bucks. I can't remember exactly what I got him in at, or early November, excuse me. It was like 31 bucks or something. Then it ran to 71. And he thought he was getting rich. And then, big sell off all the way back down to the $38 range. But guys, they're disrupting. I mean, they're doing a lot of big things. They're focused heavily on technology. EVs is obviously growing and growing. If you're bullish on EVs, if you, are wanting to buy EV stocks, you cannot ignore XPEV. I mean, their deliveries are good. Their cars are cool. They've got a good price point. They've got the software aspect of the business. They are just, a force to be reckoned with within that industry. You can see obviously right here, double bottomed right there at the bottom, critical area around the $23, $24 range, where it was incepted at back here in August, and then big boom up. And now, guys, it looks like it is capturing this previous discernible swing high. As long as we can get it to hold one of these areas here, you get a higher low, and then you run to the top of the range and you get to 51 bucks before you sell off, back test an area and run to, previous highs. If you can hold down here after reaching the pattern completion zone, I'll see at 60 bucks and then I'll see at 72 once it breaks that. Guys, I've said multiple times in the next 3 years, I absolutely see this being a $100 stock, even if a little bit over that, if they can continue to do what they're doing. The next one and last one we're going to look at is STEM. Guys, I'm just kind of running through these because I want to try to cut the video down. It's pretty long right now, long-winded. I just want to kind of give you the best stocks that I'm buying right now. This is STEM. Again, made multiple videos about it. This was a SPAC. It was Star Peak Energy acquisition. Ticker symbol did change to STEM. Now, same type of thing, guys. Came out as the SPAC, gap up, run clear up to a high of $51. And then big sell off right down here to a low of 20 bucks, tried to make its way back up, and then got pushed down past its mid-March lows in April to reach a low of $16. When I saw it at $16, I was like, yeah, no, that's too low. And I added shares and I'm already up a ton on it. I sent it out in the Patreon as soon as I bought it. And I've had a few people in the Patreon tell me they're up like, 100% on the stock since they've bought it. And I think I had one of the day one squad said they made like 800 bucks in like 2 weeks with this stock. So, if you want to check that out, come on over and join us. We would love to have you. But guys, same thing, captured both of these, swing highs, started to sell off the last few days. If it can hold support right here, this is a big bearish engulfing candle. That's looking pretty nasty. It gapped up above it, and then, just engulfed it entirely, and did break this area around the $31 range where it did get rejected right here, and it held as support right here. So in reality, we could see it come down and trade off to this $26 range before holding support and moving back up to retest the $36 range where it didn't quite make it to last time. If it does that, again, higher low, higher high, everything's looking good. Once it gets up here and breaks this $36 range, again, see it 40 before it runs to the top of the range there. Same type of thing though, guys, with SOFI losing positive momentum. Now, if it does come down here and retest this area, you could get some bullish divergence or hidden bullish divergence, which is a continuation of the uptrend, and that's a good edge to move to the top of the range. This is another stock that is doing really big things. They're growing revenue like crazy, and my price target on this stock for the end of the year is that $45 price target. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I just wanted to give you my top 5 favorite stocks that I'm buying right now. If you have any questions for me, put them down in the comments. I'd love to answer them. If you want to talk with me one-on-one, come join us at the Patreon. If you're new to investing and you want to learn and you want to help, others, and you want to, have others help you, come join us. We would love to have you. Thank you guys so much. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a licensed stockbroker. Always do your own research and due diligence, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.